Hey guys, so I've been wearing the Planet Ocean 8900 for over a year now, and I just wanted to update you guys on how these straps feel. So over the course of the year, I've been changing between the OEM bracelet versus the OEM leather strap. I think the majority of the time the watch spends on the bracelet, and then I'm thinking that's probably around 60% of the time, and 40% of the time it spends on the strap here. And I'll just give you a wrist shot and just some general comments about each of them and just how they wear and how I felt about them over the year. So I guess the first thing we'll do is let's weigh each of them. So here is the OEM bracelet. The bracelet is sized for a 7.5 inch wrist. The bracelet by itself weighs 106 grams. Here's the OEM leather strap. This guy weighs 33 grams. And just for good measure, let's just weigh the head alone. The head alone weighs 100 grams. So the first thing I'll do is I will pop this watch onto the leather strap here, and then I'll just give some comments, and let's get that done. So here's the watch on OEM leather. And like I said in my other video, if you've seen it, this is a really high quality strap. This is the official one for the Planet Ocean. The strap is waterproof and it is also rubber on the back here. So let's throw this guy on. So one thing I noticed right away when wearing this strap is that the watch wears a lot larger than it does on the bracelet. That is because the sides here of the strap, they flare out quite a bit. So even though we have, I think, 48.7 millimeter lug to lug here, this pulls it out quite a bit. So because of that, the watch wears a little larger. So let's throw it back on again. It is really lightweight. So when I'm wearing it, I don't feel very much weight at all because the head is only 100 grams and the strap here is 30 grams. So it's not too bad. But I do feel that because it's on the strap here and not on the OEM bracelet, I can't size the bracelet because there's no micro adjustments. I feel like my wrist is in between two sizes. So I think it does kind of flop around a little bit, but not really. Let's try to get you a look at the head here. And here it wears pretty good, but because it flares out a little bit, it does appear like it's a larger watch. And another gripe that I have about this guy is it's really hard to clean. So if you could see there, yeah, so some of your skin is going to get stuck in these little grooves, and when they do, it's actually kind of tough to get out. You need to use a soft toothbrush to actually clean the inside of these. It's not the biggest deal, but it does require more maintenance than a bracelet, of course, but I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker. One thing I did notice is this is not as comfortable as the bracelet. When I wear the bracelet, I generally don't really feel the watch is there, even though it is much more weight. It just conforms to the wrist a lot better. I've been sleeping with this watch, so I generally go to bed with this watch on just for the lube so I can check the time of the night. But I generally can't go to sleep with this watch on with the strap on because I feel it does kind of get in the way, and because the fit is not as great as it is on the bracelet, it does flop around, and I definitely notice it in the night. So I generally don't sleep with the bracelet on, with the strap on. And so that is kind of that. Other than that, the bracelet's held up. There is no real visible signs of any wear anywhere. The strap is basically perfectly straight still, and that's another reason why it doesn't wear very well, is because the strap keeps wanting to conform back to its original shape, so it's actually putting a little pressure on some parts of your wrist. And that's just how, I guess, the rubber straps are. They don't really, there's no memory in them. They just kind of always go back to being completely straight. Alright, so let's throw on the other one. So here it is on the OEM bracelet. This bracelet is really comfortable, and like I said before, this is more comfortable than the strap. It does weigh more, considerably more I think, but because it conforms to your wrist better, it's just much more comfortable. As you can see here with the female end links here, it does wrap around the wrist more. The watch does appear smaller in my opinion. When I look at it, I don't feel it's so big, mainly because you can see at the top there, the links are running around the wrist, and on the bottom here, they're also conforming around the wrist. With the strap here, you can see it doesn't really do that. It just kind of runs along the side, but is also pretty stiff and keeps its shape. Rather, this one, it really conforms really well. And like I said before, this one fits perfect because you have the, if you can see that here, it has the micro adjustment. So when my wrist does swell, it is much more comfortable. And that is kind of it. So here again is just a wrist shot with me wearing it. Again, my wrist is 7.5 inches. I think my wrist is a little more circular than it is flat on the top. I guess that is kind of it. So whether you like the OEM leather strap or the bracelet, both of them are great options. They are both comfortable, but I would say the bracelet is more comfortable than the strap. And I wear the bracelet to sleep a lot, so I barely even feel it. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope this video was informative to you. Alright, thanks.